Tide. Girl, you is nasty, Tide. Tide. Yes, you are. Hey, welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Shar, and I'm your recap auntie. Hey, y'all, how are y'all doing today? We are talking about episode number 36 of Beyond the Gates, and Tide was the star of the show. I was like, I haven't seen these type of strategically placed products in a long time on these shows. They kind of like reached back a little bit this week with Febreeze. You already know I wasn't trying to go back out and get no Tide. I'm almost through with what I got already. I ain't going back out to get that. But Tide girl, you was in the bed with them, laying there, and the girl threw. I was like, what kind of fraganackle is this? Tide. And the whole room was like, y'all already saw it. Of course I'm a couple of days late, but you already saw the Tide episode. I'm like, Tide, really? Everything else was warm colors, and we got this bright ass orange, loud ass Tide laying there on the pillow that they messed up. Oh, girl, you can use that, girl. I mean, not girl, but oh, honey, it smells divine. I'm like, what's this? Y'all getting cheesy now. What's the tea? Come on, what's the tea now? What's the tea with all these products and stuff? That's like really old school. I'm sorry that I'm on a rant, y'all, but that's how it used to be back in the day. Like, if you look at the old black and white episodes of like All My Children, and then you have that man come over the speaker. In today's episode, this episode is sponsored by Tide. It would give your clothes a fresh, clean, yummy smell. Something like that. Y'all was reaching. Y'all should have looked at the camera, Naomi and Jacob. Y'all was like, Tide, get your shit clean. I had a really good kiki. I was doing a lot of damn typing in this episode because normally I try to stick to like one scene that's like kind of like word for word. I add my little sugar, spice, and everything not nice in there. But this one, it has so many different scenes that I tried to do as much as I could, but it was good. I really liked episode number 36. Other than the cheesy Tide shit. I was like, really, Tide? I mean, Smitty, I'm going to start with the small bit. Smitty was calling Martin. And, Moo Review, y'all. Moo Review. I always be forgetting that shit. Here's my laptop. Episode number 36. Smitty was calling Martin's ass, mean-ass Martin's ass on the phone, and Martin was ignoring his damn call. So Martin finally come home and said, oh, busy? Did you see my phone call? Where you been? So he was like, I went to go see the principal. Man, you went to the Tyrell school to cut a monkey and act like that at his school? He's like, no, we ate at Orphy Jeans. They pumpkin pie is real good. I put peaches, something. It was something he tried to like distract, and Smitty was like, no, don't even try it. What's the tea? So Smitty tells him that he needs to stop trying to get too involved in Tyrell stuff. Don't be trying to pull your political power and your influence, because you're going to mess it up. Tyrell ain't going to trust you. You're going to go up there and mess stuff up. And he's still, I'm just so mad. I'm mad, Martin. That's who I am. So he was like, then he goes online. And Martin tells him, like, man, do you see this? The DC anti-bullying laws only affects the kids on campus. When it comes to cyberbullying, they have no control. Duh. What you been, Mr. Congressman? You didn't know this? So now you got a passion and stuff for cyberbullying, huh? So Smitty was like, look, see, your anger is going to get you effed up from wanting to pursue your career or even get a seat again. You want to be president, not if you around here cutting a fool and being mad at every damn body. That ain't going to happen. So you need to work on your anger, sir. That was it. It wasn't a lot with Smitty and Martin. Martin gets on my nerves, man. He just be mad. I'm like, boy, go sleep with your husband. Go kiss on him. He's ready for you. We ain't never seen y'all in the bed. Or maybe they just trying to be careful, tiptoeing around there. And I get it. We've seen them kiss though. But, he just making my, shoulder itch. Shit. I'm like, go calm down. Go sip on some tea or something. Go get you a brandy. Go eat you some cake. Okay. Okay, we go to Bill's office. That was so good. Bill, you know, I'm gonna give you 3 claps. I'm gonna give you 3 claps. I am. So we open with Bill at his office, talking with nasty ass, messy ass Mike Davis. Mike tells Bill that he can dial it back now. Now that things have, you know, he blown off some steam. So I'm like, he up there stuttering and talking about, I'm not shading people who stutter because my son stutters. So please don't be writing me, telling me, you need to stop talking about people who stutter. My son stutters and my father was a stutterer. And they were both great men. My boyfriend kind of do it when he get too mad and too excited. So don't. I get that you and the other partners are bent out of shape because this lawsuit has been a distraction. Bill says, yeah, damn fucking costly distraction. And Mike was like, hey, it wasn't my call to offer such a generous settlement to those women. That's on y'all. If it were up to me, I would have been in the trenches, claws out. And so Bill was like, so you don't see that as being a problem, Mike? Mike was like, he had a nerve to tell Bill that the problem really was that he kept his kid gloves on. Your daughter was the opposing counsel. Now that she's off the case, we can rescind the offer and move forward with no holds barred litigation. So Bill was like, no holds barred? See, it's that lack of restraint that puts us in this situation in the first place, Mike. Mike was like, I mean, I can get us out of it. Then he started talking all this big shit, talking about, why you running scared, Bill? And kicking me out of the firm? That's insane, man. You sure as hell don't want me and my clients walking out that door. We represent a boatload of billable hours. And Bill was like, see, that's where you're wrong, Mike. I'm not worried about that at all. Mike was like, I can't believe you would turn your back on me like this. We built this firm together, brother. And so Bill was like, as much as I hate to admit it, it was my ex-father-in-law, Vernon Dupree, who helped me build this firm. Now, come on, you had no hand in this, Mike. Mike was like, I mean, I helped you grow it, right? Oh, whatever. Either way, I have more than proven my worth here. This lawsuit is a nuisance at its best. Compared to the revenue that I brought in, the settlement is nothing. That $1 million for each person is nothing. Do the math. The Henderson account alone, man, wait a minute, Bill. It's like, wait a minute. The Henderson account is going to be staying here. As for the other major clients, I've already given them advance notice of your ass leaving, and I've already arranged the other partners to divvy up the remaining cases. And Mike was like, what? If you've been bad-mouthing me to my clients and trashing my reputation, or turn your clients or your have you been trashing my reputation? I'm going to sue to pass off your ass for defamation. So Bill was like, what you failed to grasp, Mike, is that I didn't need to tarnish your reputation or turn your client or the legal community in this town against your ass. You managed to do that on your own for your well-known history of harassing female staff members here at the firm, female clerks at the courthouse, and the junior female staff at other firms. It's like he talking about no holds barred. He was like pulling rank on everybody. He said, your behavior speaks for itself and you know it and everybody else knows it. And so Mike was like, man, that's just rumors. And Bill was like, categorize them as you will. If you sue this firm, those rumors will be in black and white in paper, all under your own legal filing. And what's worse, you'll kiss off the rest of your generous settlement buyout that was agreed upon by the other partners. So Mike was like, this can't be happening. This just cannot be happening. Pause. Okay, he says, this can't be happening. I walked in this room as a partner of a major DC firm, and you expect for me to leave out of this bitch with nothing? I mean, Bill was like, your severance. And so Mike was like, won't buy me my severance won't even buy me a partnership at another top firm. Once word gets out about what I did, I'll be lucky if I'm chasing ambulances. You're not just kicking me out of this firm, you're killing my career, and I can't let you do that. So Bill was like, hey, you can fight it if you want to. It's up to you, man, but But know this, I'm telling your ass, Mike, if you take this firm to court, it will have a major difference to your standard of living in your early retirement. I'll make sure that that security puts your personal things in boxes and we'll send them all to you. So Mike was like, you're a damn hypocrite. I make a few off-color remarks and I'm fired. When you have a brazen affair with Haley, with the blinds barely open, like what was you watching for, Mike? And she got a big ass promotion out of it. And Bill was like, watch it, Mike. And Mike says, still running his damn mouth, my mistake wasn't flirting with the paralegals. My mistake was getting caught up into your damn family drama. And Bill was like, my family's got nothing to do with your improprieties. And Mike was like, oh, hell yeah, yes it does. There wouldn't be a lawsuit except your daughter wanted to pay back for your effing affair after you broke her mother's heart. And now you want Naomi's back into your good graces, and now I'm supposed to just take all of that and just take all of that and just fall out? He said, the hell with that shit. We should have fought back against that little bit. So Bill yoked his little ass up. And so Mike was, all right, man, all right. All right. Okay. I mean, let me go, man. All right. I get it. I went too far. Yeah, you was about to call his daughter, excuse me. You was about to call his daughter up there. Bill was like, you better get your ass out of here before I kick your ass out of here. And so Mike left, honey. Mike left. But I don't think that's going to be the last of him because he going to try to do some stuff against Bill and Haley, or maybe even Haley. So Bill calls Haley. He was supposed to meet her at the country club earlier, and he was running late. And she said, oh, I could just meet you at home. He was like, no. You know, they're supposed to be celebrating her possible mammyship, you know, her mammy pregnancy, a mammacy. And she tries again to get water from Tyler. Oh, Tyler, can we... And they ignore her ass as usual. So, should I go to? Let me go to Naomi and Jacob. Because that was really good. There was so many good. I almost skipped over their little dialogue. Because I didn't think, you know, sometimes they be in bed and I hear wonk, 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 wonk. But they had some really good, juicy stuff in here. So Naomi, they back in the bed again. Remember episode 1? We saw them back in the bed. And so Jacob is kissing all over her shoulder, honey. You know, he just loved to lick all over her shoulder. So he's like, I guess I didn't do my job. Because she came home and she told him what happened. And he was like, I was trying to distract you for what happened today, but your worry lines on that beautiful face of yours shows me something different. Like, what's up? So she was like, just the fact that she was considering reconciling with her dad is just like really crazy for her. She's thinking about her mom and how her mom is going to take him. Like, girl, please don't tell Danny. Danny has had it rough. Can you imagine how she's going to go through that shit when Naomi tells her that she forgave her pappy? And then she's going to try to work it out. Although Danny has been talking to her about it. But I'm like, girl, I don't know, honey. So she don't want to give her mother any type of gut punches because she's already been through a lot of shit. And so she don't want to be having them back to back. So Danny has never iced out Bill. And it will be better for her to love the kids more than to hate the father. That's what Danny kind of tells her girls. So they're on the afterglow, and Jacob is back in his drawers like he always does, and they're eating some chocolate ice cream on some white sheets, white pillowcase, white sheets. Oh, they just heave it, and then they drop the chocolate ice cream on the white pillowcase in bed, and he wants to wash it. I'll wash it, baby. She's like, no. Oh, honey, don't worry about it. That's why I have Tide. And they do this long pan. Pan is when you take the camera angle and you just expand the screen. You can do it wide or long. So they're in the top of the bed. And so she threw the pillow at the bottom of the bed, right? So they finally show the bottom of the bed. And we see this bright ass, loud ass bottle of Tide laying on top of the pillow that she just threw down there. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was the pillow, now Tide was propped up against on a pillow. Was that the pillow she threw, or was the pillow was with the spots laying in front of Ty? I don't know. But Ty was there the whole time. So y'all fucking, while Ty was there at the bottle, I'm like, that's what I said, Ty, you nasty. You nasty, Ty. Ty, you nasty. What you doing laying there? Or somebody was there, put Tide on the pillow. I don't know, but Tide is nasty. So Naomi comes to the realization that that she have to deal with her dad since she's so close to reconciling with him, but she has to deal with Haley's ass too since they're a package deal. So he was asking her, why do you think so? I mean, she said, well, look, this is how she broke it down. And I'm like, I had my wheels spinning. Naomi thinks that Haley is on some game, like GAME, like checkers and tic-tac-toe. Like, so she knows that Bill was cheating on Danny before her. It's like everybody knew that Bill had this cheating reputation. He cheated on Danny almost their entire marriage. Danny knew about it, but she dealt with it, but this one was different. So Jacob asks her, is she more upset with Haley than Bill? She knows that Bill is an insensitive mofo. He doesn't think when he hurts other people. He truly does not enjoy hurting people at all. He really doesn't. I can tell that he has a heart. He just does it and he's like, oh man, I hurt them, damn. And he tries to do whatever he can to make it up. So he doesn't really think when he's hurting people, but at the same time, I don't think that he enjoys doing it. So Jacob asks her, do you think that Haley enjoy hurting people? And she says, but when it comes to Haley, remember, she was my best friend. They spent a lot of time together. And she was always quizzing Naomi about Bill, especially when it came to Bill and Danny's marriage. It was like a game to her. It was like really fun. It's like she was getting away with something. It made her feel smart. She would never believe that it's not actually what Haley was doing. So she thinks that it was like she was trying to one up, because I think Danny was in her space being mean. You know, Danny can be a bitch sometimes. And I think that Haley found out the Achilles heel and found out how she could be the opposite of Danny to show up where Bill might have seemed like he was missing, and to also try all those little tricks that she wanted to try to make sure that she outdid those other girls that were he was fucking around with. So this is a game to her. She wants to have that prestigious reputation like Danny. It's like she's envious of Danny, of course. She wants to do better than her. So she might not even like Bill. Bill cares for her dearly. He really does. But I really don't think that she really feels for Bill like that. I think that once she finds somebody that she's really in love with, I think that her and Derek might have something that might pop up. I don't know. Because he's the only one that's been nice to her. I think that she's going to pivot and she's going to find that she loves somebody outside of Bill. Because she don't really want him. She only wanted him because Danny had him. But she didn't care that she was going to hurt her best friend. That's what I think. But that was really good for Naomi to really just break it down for us, because I was like, why does this girl was best friends, why do you want your best friend's pappy? I didn't understand that. But because she didn't have a relationship with her mom, she was pretty much an orphan. They took her in, and she really envied everything that Danny did. I think she was appreciative of Bill and Danny in the beginning, and she started noticing how Danny might have been treating Bill, and also how Bill was still fucking around on her. And she was like, this marriage is not even solid. I need to figure out what I can do to squeeze in. So it's something there. So they're still talking, and that damn Tide is like now inside of a laundry basket now. I'm like, because I guess they went back. And so they washed the pillowcase, and Jacob says, wow, this smells so good. And Naomi's like, it smells like clean. So like I said, they made sure that Tide, I couldn't even remember if Tide did have like a little excerpt. It says, this episode is brought to you by Tide. It did it with Febreeze, but I can't remember if it did it by Tide. But I really wasn't paying too much attention to their conversation, because I was like, because she was talking about her father and how she's not like her father, because I was so focused on that bottle of Tide. So I think overall she feels that Haley is using her father. So, I mean, that's kind of makes sense. And Danny and Andre, this was deep. My heart really felt sorry for Danny. It was heavy. So they're asleep in the afterglow. I don't think they really did anything. So they're in the bed, and Andre is, get up real, oh shit, I think his phone was buzzing, or he was looking at the time to see what time it was. So Danny wakes up with her hair all over the place, and he asks her do you want another painkiller? And he gives it to her, and I do hope that Danny doesn't get an addiction to those painkillers. So she takes the pill, and he tells her to look at him. And so she looks at him with a smile. He was like, no more of this, okay? I mean it, no more. So we see Danny and Andre putting lounging clothes on while she's apologizing that her sex game wasn't as hot as she had planned. So he tells her that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about something else, and she knows it. So she's like, then what is it? Since you know more about me than me. So he reminds her that, look, Danny, come on now. Don't be acting like that. I'm on your team. We're friends. She's like, oh, she started tripping like, oh, wow, banished to the friend zone now. That's exactly what this night needed. Just a smidge of rejection to spice things up. He was like, Danny, how the hell is that what you're hearing from me right now? I'm telling you this as a friend, that you're throwing off red flags left and right. And she says, that's me, Danny Danger. He's like, girl, come on, don't do this. So she's like, do what? Be me? Not accept this lecture or intervention or whatever it is. You're trying to do that right now. You're trying to lecture me. He's like saying, I'm just getting real with you, Danny. That's all. It seems harder and harder to be around you these days. And so she admits that she's been a little down lately. And he was like, yeah, a little. So he's like, she was plastered again. He was plastered again. And she was like, except that's not the whole story now, is it? Other than last night, I've hardly been drinking at all. He says, how do I know that? I mean, I've come over here twice and you've been drunk as a skunk. So she says, you photographed my whole damn fashion show that I just put together. If I was off the hook, if I was off the hook, then don't you think that it would have shown at the up while I was there? I would have been hammered there. Some very upsetting things have happened to me since then, and I've just needed a little pick me up. And he says, yep, that's exactly what I did. Literally picked your ass up. So she said, okay, now you have jokes. And he's like, come on, Danny, we both know this ain't you. All the barbs, what does that mean, barbs? I don't know. All the barbs and the comebacks and excuses, they are quick and facile. But they are just as fake. It's the version of yourself that you used to push away, that you use to push people away when things get too rough and too hard. So she was like, newsflash, Andre, if I am up and down, it is very much a part of who I am right now. I would have thought you would have had some compassion given what we've been through. But maybe that's outside of your wheelhouse, baby cakes. I was like, oh. He's like, okay, don't call me that. I may be younger than you, but I am not no damn child. So she could have fooled me. She said this, you could have fooled me because it seems like you're all interested. You're interested in a fun, and all you're interested in is fun and games. If all of me is too much for you, it's fine. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. So they make their way downstairs. She's touching his shoulder as she said that, and she leaves. So they're downstairs in the living room. So Andre's like, her that don't mean that he is not allowed. That doesn't mean, girl, that you're not allowed to have any bad days. She's like, thank you for your permission, doll. He was like, and I don't want to hear about it. It sucks seeing you treat yourself like this. Because life means nothing because your marriage broke and your kids grew up. Like, you're not the Danny Dupree. And she was like, so there's some image so that's some image that I have to live up to. So he was like, I'm trying to get you to understand that you're your own prize. She was like, what does that mean, Andre? That means you're strong, you're beautiful. Danny, you're sharp as hell. You're ruthless, and it shouldn't take me to make you understand that. It should be obvious as it is to you, as it is to everybody. She's like, well, not to Bill. He said, Bill is a fucking idiot. Okay, I understand that you felt head over heels for him when you were a kid, but that's the point, girl. You were a baby. You was a kid. It's time for you to reevaluate where you are. And she was like, God, you sound like my dad. She said, he was like, you need to listen to your dad. He's a wise man. She said, or an old fool. She says, he was like, you do not think that at all about your father. It's just another quick jab. He says, if you don't want to listen to me anymore, then go to a therapist or a life coach, whoever you need to talk to get your fire back that I saw when I first met you. He was like, I know that fire is still there. She was like, you do? He said, yeah, hell yeah, I do. She says, how can you be sure? He says, because when you are on fire, it can be felt a mile away. And she was like, really? He was like, yeah. And she's like, you feel that? He said, I feel it. And she kept asking, you feel it, you feel it, you feel it. He was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So she kept moving closer to him. As she moves closer, he tells her that the fire is getting hotter and hotter. They kiss and he says, see, there you are. She says, here I am. And so he says, I don't have a string to tie around your finger, but I'll do this. So he kisses her hand. Because, sometimes you have a string tied around your finger. Old school people, if you forget something, you look at that string and it'll help you remember. So she was like telling him, she's like, he's kissed her hand. And she's like, what does that mean? He tells her that it's just a reminder that you are the Danny Dupree. You are magnificent. And she tells him that maybe she is starting to believe it. He says, good, then my work here is done. So he tries to leave, and she was like, later, baby cakes. And he was like, hey. And then he kissed her and left. So she picks up the phone and asks the person on the other line, are they free? What are you doing right now? And they say, I ain't doing shit. So she has this fruit tray. She has this fruit tray fixed. It's like charcuterie board full of fruits and cheese and stuff. So it's her bestie. It's a ride or die, Pam. Pam came by. So Pam got bangs. She had this cute little leopard top. I think she had on leather pants too. So Danny offered her a drink. Pam was like, girl, no, girl, I'm cutting back. And Danny was like, you know what, me too. So she offers her a mocktail. So Pam offered her apologies about not coming to the fashion show, and she knows that it might have been tough. And she's like, yeah, it was. So Danny tells her all the people who loved her and support her are her family, her photographer dude that she'd been kicking it with, and Pam, who's her bestie. But she says, Pam's like, excuse me, I'm more than just that, girl. I'm your ride or die. That's my title. She said, I deserve my own category. So she talks to Pam about she's being tired of people having pity for her. She wants to get her fire back. And remember, that's what Andre mentioned earlier. So Pam says, sounds like I have an assignment. Commence Operation Gemstone. We are going to get you back to shining like the diamond you are. So Danny says that I want to feel like I was when I was 17. That was the most that I felt alive in my entire life, and she felt like herself. And so that's when she's been missing since her divorce. So Pam was like, pretty much, I got you. You're missing your groove like Stella. So we're going to get it back, and this time you're going to be even better, boo. So Pam helped her get into her career. I didn't know that. And so Pam asks her where does her passion lie. So she was like, Danny was like, so, they both decide to go eat at the club. And so we already know who's there because when Bill had called Haley, remember about the club, and she said we can meet there. And so Bill and Haley had a conversation later on talking about, he'll show up or whatever. So they meet at the club. So Danny, and they had let out this really cute laugh, high five each other and, whatever. So they came at the club and they see Haley sitting there alone. So Danny tells Pam, oh, I know. You're going to tell me don't even bother. Pam was like, no. How would the younger 17-year-old handle her? So Danny was like, okay, excuse me. So Pam goes and gets them a table. And so Danny approaches Haley and says, let's chat. So Danny says, I had a revelation about the last time I saw you and Bill together. So Haley was like, go ahead, Danny. And so Danny says, I could tell that he loves you. And Bill and so Haley was like, really? Bill and I were talking about our future, the same one that you said that we would never have. And so Danny was like, girl, please spare me. She's trying to, do an olive branch, but Haley keeps like this one-up, this game, like this one-up her. It makes sense what Naomi was talking about. So Pam was like, sorry to interrupt, ladies, but Danny and I have a lot of business to discuss. So she says to Haley, oh, you've been nursing that water for a long time now. Is that all you're having? Dieting, perhaps? So Danny was like, okay, Pam. We've had our fun. It's gone too far for a very long time. I'm bored. Excuse me. Shiloh, Shiloh was walking by. He was one of the waiters. Mrs. Hamilton is ready to have her order right now. So Shiloh, the waiter, turns and responds to Danny. And so Danny tells Haley, I've decided to be the bigger person. It's almost Easter. I mean, why not? So Haley thanked her. And so and Danny was like, not necessary. You'll probably make somebody else angry and it will start up all over again. So Haley was like, you know what? Sitting here talking with you, Danny, reminded me of our old times when you and Naomi were my friends. So Danny was like, getting nostalgic, huh? And so Haley was like, not really. But for a split second, I thought that it was a brand new day. Now I understand that you're still the same Danny Dupree, dishing out the same old crap. So her and Pam, because Pam was still standing there, so they do the spear fingers to each other, like, ow, it's there, you know. I was like, yeah, that is true. So after they leave, the waiter brings back, he's taking her order, Haley's order. And he's like, red wines for both. She's, of course, a 2005 Bordeaux. Honey, I looked up that 2005 Bordeaux. That thing is $800 a bottle. 2005 Bordeaux, please. The waiter was like, fantastic. I will put in your order. So he leaves. I said Haley does use them to get the status that she wants because she's always had this because she's never had it. And she doesn't want to work for it. She just wants to use people to get it. So Bill arrives and she lies to him and tells him, well, she doesn't lie. She doesn't tell him right away that that Bill, this is her first time she was able to order on her own. He's impressed. He says, good. So Haley does tell him that it took one word from Queen Bee over there, and they look over at Danny, and her entire wait staff could magically see me again. So she asks him why he's late. I'm like, she asks him that a lot. This, to me, is like a hint of her insecurity. He tells her that Mike didn't take getting canned too well. She's like, well, his ego was way too much. Some people are just trouble. Some people are trouble more than they're worth it. And so Bill looks over there at Danny. So Haley goes to the bathroom, leaves Bill at the table. Pam and Danny are talking about the great traits that she has. She says she's great at managing her daughter. She was always looking out for her the way that Pam looked out for her. So Pam was like, oh my God, you're just like you're paying it forward. So like you did the first gen, she felt really proud of the first gen project that she was over. And then Bill walks up and I was like, oh God, what is he going to do? So he tells Danny that he appreciates what she did for Haley and getting the servers to take her orders. And Danny was like, no big deal. Everybody has to eat. And he thanks her and he leaves. So did I talk about? No, Ted and Nicole. Ted is busy taking down all of the party. This was a long video. Woo. Ted is busy taking down all of the party decorations. So Nicole needed to run to take care of one of the patients. So he gives her a nice neck shoulder massage and he's telling her to use his magical surgical fingers for pressure points. And he says that he never tells her enough about how he admires her dedication and that she has been really dedicated and really loyal to her patients, that they are truly blessed to have her in their lives. So she's like, you're so sweet tonight, baby. The flowers, cleaning up, the massage, the pep talk. She said he was like, you deserve it. So she says, if I didn't know any better, I would think that you wanted something from me or you feeling guilty about something. So he's like, Ted was funny in this episode. He was real funny. So, of course, Andre left Danny's house, and so he calls Nicole. So the phone rings. It's like late at night. So Ted, remember, he had already confessed to Andre about everything he did with cheating on Nicole. So Andre leaves and then he calls Nicole. It's like pretty late. So Ted is like, I hope that's not another one of your patients want you to come in and talk to them. So Nicole was like, hey, Andre. Ted was like, oh, shit. He was looking paranoid as hell. He was like, oh, damn. His mind went back to that conversation that he had with Andre about him telling him about cheating on Nicole. And he was so nervous. So Ted is probably thinking that I should have never told that nigga nothing. So Andre finally wants to come over, and Ted was like, no, Nicole, no. So she was like, come on over, Andre. You can come on over. So Nicole it's like, why are you waving that you don't want Andre to come over? You normally love it when he comes over. So Ted was like, I mean, I guess it's been a long day. And I guess I was, wanting us to get some rest and lay down. So Nicole is like, well, normally Andre wants to come over this late because he wants to get something off his chest. That's the only time he comes over this late. He probably want to talk to me anyway. So Ted's like, damn, shit. My nephew finna blow my cover. So Andre arrives and tells Nicole that he wants to talk with her about the anniversary party. So Nicole says, you're not canceling on me, because he's the photographer. He was like, oh, no, it's nothing like that. So Andre tells them that these things are best said in person, not by text or email. So Ted was like, what things? So Andre was like making sure that you get the kind of photos that you really want. So he's going to add more of the video of their video from the gala and try to merge them together from things from the wedding party. So Ted shakes Andre's hand and tell him he really appreciates his support. Look, he's like, look, nigga, you better not say nothing. He was like, yeah, appreciate your support. Don't do nothing else now. So Andre tells them that he's thinking about relationships lately, and this house literally is always overflowing with love. And Ted is like looking real scared because it's like he's feeling like Andre is building up his story. So Andre just gives them blessing upon blessing about their love and how their relationship has stayed the course and is solid. And they both thank him. And so Nicole tells Andre that all of these positive parts will not be in the video because she don't want them to focus on that. She was like saying the more honest that they can be, the better off she feels like the video will be. So Ted was like, you don't think so? So Nicole tells them, please don't misunderstand me. I just don't want to be put on a pedestal. She wants them to just celebrate. And she tells Andre that they came close to breaking up. It was on her mind today due to Kat's birthday, because remember, that's a reconciliation for their marriage. And so she talks about the miscarriages and then I was like, so I was right. She was very emotional and pushed Ted away. And she was very hyper-focused on getting pregnant. It really consumed her mentally. So her and Danny are alike. Although Nicole seems like she's together now, but she's very sensitive when it comes to mental. Like, I think that she has breakdowns easily. She probably maybe even worse than Danny. So she took a lot of anger out on Ted. She took out a lot of like really bad energy out on Ted. So Ted was like, so she tells him, no, he was like, well, baby, I was there. Sometimes I wasn't, but I know I was there. So she tells him that it was her fault, that he never gave up on her. And so she was just going on and on and on and on about how wonderful Ted is. And he stands up and says, no, Nicole, it's not your fault. I was the one to blame back then, okay? Not you. I said, he still looks sexy, even being mad with that tight ass blue shirt on. So Nicole looking at him like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why is you tripping? We talked about this before. Why in the world? So Andre apologized. Maybe he shouldn't have brought it up since it being such a sensitive topic. And Nicole was like, I'm tired, y'all. It's been a long day. I'm going to bed. So she left Andre and Ted in the living room. So Andre asked Ted, what's going on? What was that about? It's not like you were going to tell her about the other woman. So Ted was like, man, that's all. I've been so stressed lately, especially since Dana, a.k.a. Leslie, has been around. So Andre's like, man, I get it. But you can't be around here blurting shit out just because you stressed. Time, it's all about good timing. You might have to really rethink some things about this whole not telling her, because just wait for the perfect timing. And when you need to do it, it'll show itself. And I'm hoping it's not at this party with this whole baby thing. Yeah. They thinking, like Leslie and Eva think, oh my God, that's your child. No, you've been lying, Eva. They're going to push you away. They can't trust you. They're not going to trust you. That was a long ass episode. Like this part 2 is like 30 minutes. I know the first part was like 20. But I had to get it in because it was so much good dialogue. So much good dialogue in this. So much good dialogue. It was a great script. Whoever did this script, y'all, you did that. You did it. $800 of wine, bottle of wine, and Tide. Who's gonna be in episode number 37? Clorox is like, or Dawn. It's like, who gonna be in the next one? But it was good. I had a good time watching this one. It takes me normally 2 days to watch it. I'll watch it some at night, do some notes, and then I'll fall get sleepy, and I look at the next day, and here I is. So I'll be trying to work on some over the weekend and try to get up as much as possible. But like I said, the next 3 days after Sunday, I won't be back until next Thursday to catch up. So I'll catch up. I don't know what day this episode was for. I don't know if it was Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know, but today is Friday. So I'll catch up as much as I can this weekend, drop these videos, and I'll be back. So, but this was a good one. So thank y'all for coming. Thank you so much for joining me today on this video. Remember, you got this. You got this. Even tired be getting it. Tired. In the bed. Beyond the gates, people. Beyond the gates, people. Beyond the gates, people. Y'all is wrong. Y'all is wrong. I guess Ty paid a lot of hell of money for that spot. Do it. Do it, honey. All right, y'all take it easy. I've been talking too much. I'm rambling. And now I'm getting hungry. So y'all take it easy. Bye.